Hello, hello. Here we are again, coming to you from the Paranormal World Show under the umbrella of Broadcast Team Alpha. And we're coming to you on 44 different platforms around the world. And one of them is the Conscious Awakening Network. You got to go over there and have a look because there's close to 50 different shows over there. And these shows are about everything that you're not supposed to know about and what we do need to know about. And yes, my name is Agi, and I'm the host here. And if you are watching us on YouTube, that's the place to be because in the chat room you could ask questions and we may be able to answer them for you. And remember, there are no such thing as a dumb question. We will answer everything the best we can. And also, Nori and I put together a spiritual think tank about 3 years ago, and we have done amazing and incredible things with it. Like sometimes it looks like we are creating out of seemingly nothing by reaching into the quantum existence and pulling things back that is for our benefit in the physical that totally cannot be explained by Newtonian physics. So if you want to be part of something like that and come and check it out, send me an email to themastermindconnection@gmail.com. And we'll get the email and I'll send you a link so you can come and sit back and watch and find out if this is something that you want to try. Chances are that you may want something in your life that you haven't been able to do. If we connect the mastermind around it, we may be able to help you. So come and check it out. Anyway, I have a very interesting lady with us today. We are going to get into the fringes of reality again. And it is Dolly Safran. She has been a contactee from an early age. In fact, her father was also a contactee. And she worked for the United States Department of Treasury and the Army Department of Defense. But later, after she saw the light, so to speak, she ended up getting closer to nature, working at a private zoo and a sanctuary in Florida. And all during this time, she had strange experiences that she could not necessarily explain. But later on, it became apparent what it was. She was being groomed or trained as a liaison between humans and extraterrestrials, both on their ships and off their ships. So this is going to get interesting because there's another thing she mentioned one time, and that was that she was given a book that explains Earth history and everything that has happened, including to us and others and the world and Earth since its beginning. We're going to hear about that too because I'm going to ask. So, okay, I see Dolly. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Augie. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. It's an honor to be on your show.
This is going to be so fun. As you know, you have had some incredible experiences. And the one about the book, I would love for us to start on that one and then cover the other stuff. But that book, when you were on the ship, it was given to you. When you asked if you could have something as a proof that you were there.
No, not so much as a proof that I was there. I was given the book the first time when I was about 10 years old. And it was very thin then. It was only about this thin. And it's about, I don't know, 12 inches tall, 8 inches wide, 12 by 8. And on the surface of the book, or the top of the book, was covered in a gem. It was in a sapphire, flat sapphire, and it gave off a kind of luminescence, And when you opened the book, the pages, whatever that I would have lessons in it, and I would open the book, and the lessons would be there for me to see and start interacting with and learning from. And if I had questions, I could go to a part of the book that would open, and it would give me answers. It could answer me in a myriad of ways, especially when I was learning things. It could give me um, a type of holography, to see things that I needed to see. I heard music. I learned music. I learned all kinds of things. I mean, tons of lessons of everything. When I got to be a teenager, I wanted so bad to bring the book home. I wanted to bring it home. I wanted to keep learning when I wasn't on craft. And they told me that it was not a possible, and teenagers are kind of, how do I put this? We can be rebellious,
Yeah.
And I rebelled one day. And when I was coming back, I brought the book. The book was with me when I was coming back. And when I got in, they have an energy beam that you come down home in, and it was in my hand. I was clasping it to my chest, and it disappeared out of my hands, and I went home. Well, the next time I came on board, I wanted to know where my book was, and they said, you won't have it. For a month, I was being, I wouldn't call it punished. I was being given a lesson in why I shouldn't be rebellious about certain things, and this one especially. And it was explained to me then that if the book got into anybody else's hands, it could be not good. There's things that are accessible in that book that people here are not allowed to have, and that I should consider that mightily.
The prime directive, huh?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't fully understand the seriousness of it until I was almost 20, and it hit me, slammed me one day. I was like, oh yeah, I guess not. There's technology in this book. There's things that could be asked of it to show you that humanity is not advanced enough for yet. I hate to say it like that, but it's true. And the only reason I got it at the age of 10 is because I had learned enough from them already to understand the knowledge that I was getting. And I had a pretty good foundation laid on me already about what I was understanding and learning from them and why. And so, yeah, the book stays on board. It is not with me here, not at all. And I only see it when I go on board. Now there's another way to see the book, though, because this is an Akashic book. This is an Akashic Record book. It not only deals with me and my life, but it deals with the things that I've learned and I could learn. Okay. And it is part of the Akashic Library, so to speak. I'm putting it in very simple terms, how we think about things, but it's there in the universe for me to find. Everybody has one. And when I was OBEing, I found out that I could go to the Akashic Library and find my book. And I did. And that was an amazing experience all by itself. I was well into my 20s when I did that. And I sat there for the amount of time that I could OBE that particular time. I think I was out, I don't know, 5-6 hours straight OBE with the book in the library. And I was hysterically happy. I thought, oh, well.
Yeah.
And then it dawned on me, everybody can do this. Everybody has the ability to OBE, and you all have the ability to find your book.
When you had the book in your hands, and if you open it up, was it written material, or was it moving pictures, or was it holographic, standing out from the page? Or
when you open it, you see the pages are light, pure light. Okay, and if I needed to read something, the text would show up for me to read. If I needed to see something, it would show up in a hologram that you consider a hologram. Okay, if I needed to hear it, it would play sound for me. Movies, like it could play a movie for me holographically anytime I wanted to see it. It's capable of showing you almost anything in light.
Oh, So everybody have one of those books that
Yes.
is. I wonder where mine is. That would be. I'm gonna look for that one.
You
This is
should.
this
Absolutely should.
this sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Now, there's something that threw me when you mentioned that everybody have one. That kind of sounds like the book of life that the Christians talk about.
Could be, yeah. I think there's a corollary there between the two.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own book and it records everything about you. Everything you know, all of it is there in that book.
Hmm. Yeah. The individuals on the ship that was helping you or showing you this, who were they or what did they look like?
One of them was Mama, my liaison, and she's the one that put it into my hands. And the craft itself, Talata, the entity who indwelled the craft, knew that I had it, and a couple others that worked with me throughout my lifetime knew that I had it. But Mama's the one that put it in my hands.
Hmm.
She handed it to me. Yeah.
So she put it in your hand, and the other one then came and told you you can't take it with you.
Right. Yeah. Talata said, no, not leaving with this. No, no, no.
Couldn't you just take it and
I
well,
wanted to. I really wanted to bring it home. I thought, I could amplify my learning time if I came home with it.
yeah.
That was my intent. It was innocent, but incorrect thinking because no, I had to be under their guidance in their environment only. Yeah.
I have also noticed that from my own experience and from others that when you have a contact like that and you have, let's say, a telepathic contract, contract,
Mhm.
contact, it is stored in your brain a little different because it is much easier to access as memory than maybe a lot of your other memories. Did you notice that?
Um, well, you know that our memories are interesting because our physical mind remembers things a certain way, but our consciousness itself remembers everything.
Yeah.
And I think that some people are able to make the distinction between what your physical mind is recalling and what your consciousness is recalling. Okay. Once you establish your ability to hear yourself think, literally, not from your physical mind, but from your consciousness, uh, while you're awake, you're hearing both sides of that coin because the physical mind is always going to be yap 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 talking. You're self talking to yourself,
Yeah.
but your consciousness overrides that, and so yeah, it feels different when you're recalling those two different ways. Yes.
Hmm. Yeah. On the ship, what did they look like? Were they little grays, tall grays, or Pleiadian like us, or maybe the blue ones?
Mama was a tall gray, is a tall gray. She's still here, alive. She's well, not here. She's with them right now, but she's about 7'2", and she's completely interesting looking. She's gorgeous, actually, to me. Anyway, she's a tall gray. She has 4 fingers, 4 toes, very long arms and legs, beautiful, beautiful facial features. She has the wraparound eyes, and she has blue green eyes. Her eyes are actually blue green.
Oh,
Um, when you see ETs coming to visit you, they're generally wearing a lens that protects them because they don't just see, in ultraviolet light. Okay, we have a lens that protects us from all kinds of things. Our lenses are actually naturally polarized, so the range that we see in color wise and everything, or light amplification, is different from them. They have no ability to polarize out any light given in, so they have to protect themselves from our light because we have ultraviolet radiation here, and so they're wearing those really really dark lenses to protect them from our light. They intensely see really easily. They see in dark light, you
oh,
know, and
oh,
light, that kind of thing. The spectrum of light that they see is a lot larger than ours. We usually have 3 cones in our eyes, three
yeah.
vision cones, and they have 4, and some of them have
Oh,
5. And they have a spectrum of light that they see is incredible.
And so they see higher up into the light spectrum then.
Yeah, higher and lower in different frequencies. Yeah,
I'm wondering what they could see because we only see about 3% of the whole total light spectrum and
that's
wonder
right.
what
They
is.
see way into it. She sees details that I can't even begin to talk to you about. It's incredible
Yeah,
what she can see. Yeah.
yeah. You mentioned they had a lens on the outside of the eye. Could it be that many of the grays, they all look like they have black eyes?
Right, that's the
That
lens. That's the
that
black lens. I've
oh
actually worn it on board. I've been given my own lenses because when you're flying and stuff and you're coming into things, the light is incredible. It can blind you. And I
yeah.
have also got um, I see higher frequencies. I have 4 color rods in my eyes, not 3.
Mm.
Okay, and so I see a lot too, just not as much as mom. Okay, but I'm getting there. Okay, and so I protect my eyes. I developed cataracts in my 20s because light. I have no protection from it whatsoever in my natural eye, and so I had to have my eye lenses replaced.
Oh,
And so yeah, and you bet when I'm outside, I'm wearing very dark glasses, and when I'm on board, I wear the black lenses as well. It
huh.
protects me.
How often do they come and visit?
When I was growing up, probably 4 times a month, once a week. Okay,
Mm.
and I would be gone any amount of time with them, and then come back. And when I got older, and I woke up when I was 14, and realized that this was not a joke, this was real, and I allowed myself to calm down about what I knew and what I didn't know, and just let it all flood me. Uh, they started coming every other night, and sometimes more than that. I started training, flight training. I started learning everything I needed to know, learn to fly. So I was out a lot with them. My friends started complaining. They're like, "Where are you? What are you doing? Why aren't you home?" When I was home, I was dead asleep trying to catch up with myself because I had been out, learning that. My life became school, do what I have to do, and then go with them. And in between all that, I wanted to rest and sleep because I was very busy all the time. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now you mentioned a word. Now, I'm a pilot, and you said the word flight training. Did you see how they fly the
Yes.
craft, or did you get
Yes.
to try it?
I pilot. Yeah. I was taught to pilot. Took
Oh,
4 years. Yep.
elaborate.
They tested me. They wanted to make sure that I was physically up to it and mentally up to it, and had the a psychic quotient of
Yeah.
ability that they needed for me to fly.
Mhm.
And once they decided I had that, I began flight training. And there are many, 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 many things you have to learn to fly craft.
Oh, yeah.
And it took many, 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 many hours, days, weeks, months, years. It took me 4 years before I actually went off solo, you know, without somebody helping me or training me. And once I did fly, I became very proficient at it. I'm pretty good. Um, it's the one thing that I wanted to do. I mean, what would you do if you had lots of contact with ET and you're given an opportunity to pick something you really want to do with them, help them, whatever? And my brain went straight to it. Yeah, I want to fly this, and that's what I did. It's a lifetime obligation with them.
Yeah.
And I've done many, many things and gone many places with them. Yep.
When after you got to fly it by yourself, did you go to any other worlds, or did they
Oh, yeah.
take you to
Yeah.
other
The
worlds?
universe is our backyard. Yep. I've been to the planets in our solar system. I've been outside our solar system in our galaxy, into other places in our galaxy, different places. I've been outside this galaxy actually, and visited other galaxies and other homeworlds, things like that. I've learned a lot from them,
Mhm.
and so I've seen things. Yep.
So you've been to the some of the planets in this solar system. Any thing that you can say about a particular one of them?
Uh, well, um, The one that I find interesting, and it's because it's such a wreck, is Mars. Mars and Saturn. Saturn is above the ecliptic. It's out of a normal, you know, revolution
Yes.
process with all the other planets. And you have to ask yourself, how did that happen? And why is Mars so messed up? And so I started learning our history from them, and I wanted to see for myself what they were talking about. So I've been to Mars, I've been to Jupiter. Outside of Jupiter, Jupiter's gravitational pull is immense. They don't like go to that planet and hang out. Okay, they they'll go around it, they look at it, they observe it. It's got plenty of moons for them to mess around with.
Yeah.
But the planet itself, the gravity is very, very big. I've been to Mars because I wanted to see how bad was on that planet, and it's serious. It was a planet like ours before. It was in line with us in the Goldilocks part of orbiting the sun, and it had a calamity came in, a cataclysmic event happened,
Yeah.
and it got knocked out, and everything on it got blown off. The entire outside of that planet's surface got blown off. Okay. It is a dead cord planet. I wanted to see what that meant. I wanted to learn all about it. And dead cord literally means its core is cold now. It's not operating at all. It has no magnetosphere to protect its surface from gamma radiation coming from the universe and the sun.
Yeah.
It is outgassing. You know, when you see vapor, water vapor on Mars, or snow particles at the pole and the poles, it is because it's outgassing. The inner water, hydrogen water layer that was in the planet is still outgassing somewhat, and so it comes up to the surface and freezes as snow, but it burns off because the solar wind's coming off, and it just blows it right off. It's actually getting smaller. The planet is collapsing in on itself. That's sad too. Mars was a bigger planet than you actually see or know, and it's a little bit bigger than Earth actually, and so I found that very, very interesting. I also found Neptune interesting. It's a solid ball of ice, but there's liquid under there, and it's moving. It's not completely solid to the core. There's a heated core in Neptune, and things like that. Just every planet in our solar system, other than Mars, has a magnetosphere of sorts.
Yeah.
Moons have minor gravitational influences on them because they're revolving, they're spinning, and going around a planet that has a magnetic influence on them, and they have a core as well. And so some planets or moons have a small amount of gravitational force on them, like our moon. You can walk on it. If there was no gravitational force on the moon, you'd fly off it. Okay, you wouldn't be able to walk on it. These are the things. I learned a lot of astronomy, a lot of physics from them, a lot of understanding why planets are, why stars are the way they are, what's in the universe, how does it all evolve, and that sort of thing. It was a lifetime of learning from them about that.
Mm-hmm. What about other worlds outside of us that are populated?
There are worlds outside of us. It is in our own galaxy, there are several that have populations on them that ET come from, different ET. Less than you think, but more than you think. And other galaxies have life in them as well. And the universe is populated with an untold number of galaxies. I mean, you really couldn't count them if you wanted. You couldn't even do the equations for it. They're only guessing at how much there really is. And universe is full of life. Literally.
Yeah. I have the impression that the human form is very common.
Yes. All life has DNA. That's what life comes from, is the DNA of life. Back in biblical times, they said life is in the blood. Well, it is. Your blood, your body's just a frame. And the only reason it has color is because of the blood that's pumping through it. And your blood has nourishment to keep the DNA going in your frame, to keep you here, to keep you in this body. To replicate this, we need the DNA from the blood or our systems to replicate out that way as well. Everything has DNA. If it's alive and biological, even grass, even bananas, even the animals, we all have the same DNA. Our bodies are coated with DNA from everything in the universe, and that's why we're so alike. That's why we're all upright, bipedal, have eyes, you know, we have hands and feet. We have reproductive systems. We have a couple of ways of reproducing, like the animals here on. We have everything that's on this planet is pretty much a template for everything else that's in the universe. That's a fact. And we all may look differently. We may ethnically dime out differently, but we're all the same. And all of us that are humanoid, human, like ET, have the human genes, the human DNA. Ours is Homo sapiens sapien. Theirs is Homo sapiens something else. But they ethnically can breed back and forth with us. There's no there's no barrier to breeding back and forth with all ETs who are like us. Okay, we can breed back and forth with one another, just like we could breed back and forth with the Denisovans, with the Neanderthals, all of it. We carry all that blood in us as well. Anyway, it's already there. We're just showing it differently.
I know a lady in Canada that she says she's being taken at night onto a very large ship that is actually in stationary orbit off Earth a little bit, and she's being trained for some time for some kind of an event in the future where there will be people coming from the surface to the ship. So have you heard of have they educated you on anything like this? Maybe events in the future, maybe there could be an evacuation or something? Have they talked about that?
Yeah. It is known in science now that we're in a 12,000 year cycle and a 6,000 year cycle. They're coinciding with one another, where we are going to have, while our poles are shifting, we are looking at a cataclysmic event. And it is a calamity of things. One of them is that while the reason this is happening is our place in our galaxy where we're moving through. We don't just sit there and revolve around. We're moving constantly. We're in a trajectory, and we go around our galaxy. Well, the way magnetic energy is in galaxies is that it develops all the suns, all the stars, even the black hole that's at the center of our galaxy, or almost the center, is putting out electromagnetic current. And current electromagnetically will develop a vibration or a wave of energy. Okay. And they call this electromagnetic current sheeting. And it starts a circular in the middle, and it has sheets of it going out. Like if you throw a rock in a puddle, in a pond, and you see it go in, and then you see the waves coming out of it. That's what we have in our universe, in all our galaxies, and it all affects everything else. Well, we're going through a part of the current sheet where we're actually going through one of the walls of energy, and it is ignited our solar system to change all the poles magnetically from the sun all the way out to the last planet in our solar system. The sun has already changed its polarity, or it's actually finishing it. A lot of our planets have made the change, but some of us haven't. We're still currently in the middle of it. And as that is occurring, our planet is being affected. Pole changes means that you lose cohesion with your magnetosphere. It gets crazy, wacko. It's not a solid an energy field force to protect you from incoming waves of energy, including that from the electromagnetic current sheet. And it started about 100 years ago. The shot across our bow to let us know that this was happening was in 1858. And we had a coronal mass ejection that was X class, probably 300. Our magnetosphere then was pretty good, but it still burnt up all the wire from all the telegraphs. It hit the telegraph, everything.
The Carrington event.
Yes. That was let the scientists on this planet know, something's up. Okay. we were advanced enough to understand that we needed to figure this out right away. And they started working on it. By the 60s, they had a plan. They understood what was coming, but did not tell anybody. So y'all are just now hearing about this because there are people like me and Ben Davidson and others who are opening their mouths saying, excuse me, we have something coming at us and you need to know what's going on. I'm not going to get into politics or anybody why we're in this situation. We just are. It's not good to think about all the negative stuff. I want to focus on the positive. And the positive is that we have an event coming and you should be educated enough to know what that event is and why. And this is it. We're in electromagnetic current sheet. Our magnetosphere is down 40% or better. Our poles are changing. They're not completely finished yet. And we're looking at the possibility of a CME hitting us so hard it downs our grid worldwide, permanently, forever. And then what happens after that is not good because the sun, because it's going through this electromagnetic current sheet as well, is gathering particles and dust and all kinds of stuff onto the surface of the sun. And our sun is going to blow it off. When our sun finishes changing its poles, it's going to gather enough energy for it to go and let us all have it. So the grid will be down and you're going to get hit by something coming out of the sun. And that's not funny. ET knows this. They've been planning for a long time to help us with this. This is the only time I'm going to say governments. The world leaders on this planet decided that, no, we got this. We don't want you for whatever reason. I don't understand their thinking. Okay. I've been given an idea. I've been given an understanding, but I wouldn't repeat it if my life depended on it. I consider it stupid, stinking thinking. When you think you know more than anybody else and that your plan is the best plan, you're wrong. Right off the top. Okay. And they're wrong. And I think that it's the only reason I came out. I think we all are allowed to think for ourselves. Mm-hmm. I think that we all should know this. So yeah, yes, your friend probably understands that people will be rescued when they can get here. They are not here right now. They cannot be here because of the situation with the magnetosphere being so far gone. They got tired of crashing and they're not going to do it anymore. They're going to wait for the poles to change, hopefully get here before that CME hits us, or if it does hit us, at least pick us up afterwards. Because once the poles finish and the magnetosphere tightens back up, they'll be able to fly back in. But yeah, and they plan on making a rescue. Mm-hmm. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for humanity, as far as I'm concerned. You have a chance to not have to go through this if you don't want to, in the worst sort of a way.
Yeah.
You have the chance to evolve with them. And what they're asking people to do, and this is the message, is they need you to wake up. They need you to realize that you're an autonomous being. You have the right to choose your life path for yourself. And you need to learn as much as you can and heal yourself. Because we have a lot of things that are so bad on us that it's going to take personal healing for everybody to get to the stage where they can work with us. If you're flat out murderous and violent and hateful and deceitful and all that, I guarantee you're not getting picked up. They're not going to play with you. You've already chose that you're just going to recycle another time.
Yeah.
No. They want us to evolve, but you have to be ready to meet and greet them for that. You have to be ready to do that. And that's why your friend knows that they're going to be picking people up and she might be involved in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 12,000 years ago, is that about the time that Noah had his problems?
Actually, that was the 6,000 year cycle. And yeah, his problems then. Our poles change every 6,000 years, but we have a 12,000 year cycle, which makes it even worse because it just depends on what part of the electromagnetic current sheet that you're slicing through. This time we have both. We're going through the deepest part of one of the rings of it, that cycle, at the same time. So both are happening simultaneously. That's a big deal. That makes this even more interesting. We're starting to see the effects of what's coming at us from our solar system. This thing is electromagnetically heavy. It draws energy in, and we're going to start seeing all kinds of things like lots of comets and asteroids and stuff start coming into us from the Kuiper Belt. They're not coming in from deep space. They're coming from us. Okay, if you want to call that deep space, go right ahead. But it's in our system. And there are going to be lots of them just coming in because the energy, the magnetism from that is dragging it in on us and our solar system. from the belts. And yeah, we're going to have more earthquakes, all kinds of.
That could make sense because they're pulling the biggest pieces first.
Probably they're the easiest to pull. No kidding. And
Yeah.
you're going to see all kinds of things from the biggest to the smallest, though. I mean, it's just going to be big shows all the way around. The energy that our sun is putting out right now is part of the problem, 90% of it. And every time it shoots off solar and wind energy or, coral mass ejections or even, just solar eruptions, it's causing energy to come in that our magnetosphere cannot protect us from. And it is affecting us all. So we have electronic communications problems. We have problems with our energy grids, things like that. And we have a lot of satellites above our head. I don't know if you all realize this, but we are completely covered globally by satellites. They're everywhere. And if they lose energy, if they get knocked out, electronically knocked out, and it does happen already now, we have satellites crashing and burning all the time. Have you ever wondered why they're going to bring the ISS down? It's so bad now. They know they have to. They have a timeline, and they're going to have to crash it into the ocean because if that thing came down in a populated area, it would be as bad as a comet hitting us.
Yeah.
Not funny. So, yeah.
Well, the extraterrestrials, they are aware of what is coming.
Yes.
So they're educating a few of the people.
Right. And it's not one or two, it's a lot of us. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of you. Yeah. And I think that these people that know these things are being educated. They need a voice. They need to get out there and talk on shows like this. If we got thousands listening, but if only two of them actually listen and take notes and say, wait a minute, maybe I should start doing some preparations for something that happened. What would you tell people that they should do in order to prepare themselves to have some form of continuance after the event?
Imagine yourself living without electricity and what that would take. But I want you to understand that if that CME hits and our grid goes down, it's going to melt every metal thing in your life, including your house, all the wires in it, all the metal objects in it, all of it. It could make your propane tank blow up. It could set like bombs, knock them out. It could knock out nuclear facilities. It could do all kinds of crazy things. So you want to be somewhere you can either go into an underground shelter, a cave, up high away from everything. People need to. We've had 80 years to just live sustainably, like Native Americans, in teepees and log cabins that are built without metal nails or anything like that, and cheeking, and we haven't done it. So you have to learn to camp out. So you get camping gear together that'll take you out into nature without metal. Plastic, tarps, things like that are good for you. It's okay. But metal, don't even worry about it because it's not going to be available to you. You need 2 years worth of food, survival food. You need to learn how to survive in nature without anything. Make yourself some bow and arrows, that you can learn how to use. Go buy them if you. They make all wood and sinew arrows and stuff like that. They slingshots work. Tools that are plastic that are good for implementing, like to dig with. There are plastic tools that you can actually dig with, or have nailing. Plastic is a good thing. Actually, don't believe that it's polluting you now because you're gonna use it. Trust me. You need to be aware.
I was thinking more of the mental and spiritual preparation to raise our consciousness.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, because then we may be able to leave the planet and go on to the ships.
Right. While you're thinking about surviving physically till they get here, you need to give up all the negativity that's in the world that's talking to you to not use your abilities. When you watch TV, you're being influenced by it. It's all negative and it's not good for you. You need to turn your Wi-Fi off at night so you're sleeping Wi-Fi free. Faraday your phones, turn it off. Meditate. Wake up. Learn to use your psychic abilities. There's lots of games that you can play to help you work on it. So you physically start, achieving, and you can record how you're doing. You keep score of how you're doing. Get all your family and your friends involved in it. If you have children, get your children going with it. They're going to be better at it than you. Start to understand what the masters were telling us. I would go to Buddha. I would the Eastern philosophies are good too.
Yeah.
Religion as a whole is okay if you understand what it really means and get to that. You need to learn to understand what the universe is trying to tell you. You don't really need to read a book. You can go deep within, psychically within, and you can manifest answers from the universe simply by asking. But you have to shut your day-to-day mind off and allow your consciousness to come through and hit you with it, and give it to you. We have to remember that we're not here alone, and that everybody matters, everybody. And that your relationship with all the people around you, even out into the world, is paramount. We need to learn how to love one another the right way. We need to understand that for every action that you have in this life has an equal opposite reaction. So if you're trying to learn to be psychic, you have to walk into that in the most positive attitude way, and understand that it's going to take time. It's hard work, actually. When you're an adult, learning to use your abilities is hard work. Okay. But you can do it. Everybody can. Keep a diary of your evolution, of your, learning things. Read books about transcendental meditation. Read books about higher thinking. Read books about spirituality. Talk to people. Form a group. Y'all will come up with beautiful, wonderful insights if you work together with other people about this as well. If you're alone, it's hard, but if you work together, it accomplishes great, great, great things.
Yeah.
Understand that knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have, the more powerful your abilities will become. It doesn't just mean esoteric learning. It means scientific. It means language. It means all of it. Now we're in a short time frame, so I would go straight for the spirituality, the morality, love, all that. But add the other stuff in as you go. If you have a chance to learn something scientific, do it. I have given links out to people, playlists where you can go and learn what you really need to know right now about all of this in a way that's easily understood. But it's important. We need to talk to each other like this every day. And this needs to be our common conversation daily. We instead of coming home and saying, "Oh, she said he did," that's not a good conversation to be having. We talk about what we're learning, what we want to learn, how we honestly feel about one another. We need to talk about where it is we're going with ourselves and what we understand, and what could we ask somebody who might know an answer to a question that we have. It's not like you can Google is okay, but it's a crutch. Okay.
Yeah.
There are plenty of books in libraries, in universities, and places like that have actual information that you can find. Learn to resource the things that you want to know, and by all means, just start now. Every minute of your life is an opportunity to do this. Every minute.
Yeah, it's our responsibility to educate ourselves.
Right.
It's not the universe. It's like the saying go, like don't let your education interfere with your learning.
Right. The trick to learning is this. Once you understand something and you've researched it for yourself to know that you know it, then employ that knowledge. That's a biggie. All knowledge is employable. And once you learn something and you know it absolutely, you know it. Knowledge, not belief, knowledge. Then employ that knowledge, make it work. Operate it. Yeah. I can operate love every day. I can operate kindness every day. I can employ wisdom every day.
Yeah.
And that's how we're supposed to use our knowledge.
It's simple.
Yes.
But we just got to do it.
Yes.
And a lot of times what I've seen is that there's no timestamp on the information that I get.
No, not at all.
If there were a timestamp, what do you think that timestamp would say?
Now is now. We're at dark 30. We need to wake up. If you want a timeline from me, which is what I think you're trying to say, the timeline is you're looking at things are popping now. You're going to see more and more calamities happening on this planet. Planet's going to burp, roll, and do bad things to itself. But while you're operating in that, we're looking at maybe 2 to 5 years to knowing that we have made the right decision to act upon the knowledge that we've got now. Okay. So you got 2 to 5 years to get it all together. 2 to 5. That is very doable for all of us.
Yeah,
you know?
it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about 3-eye atlas? Is that something that has an importance for us? Or
No.
should we just look at it and say, yeah, that looks cute?
Yeah, it looks cute. It's coming. It might hit Mars, actually. If Mars's gravitational force, from the way it's coming around, it just depends on what it's going to do around Jupiter and all that. But if it swings into, it could. It might go real close, but it has nothing to do with us, nothing. There are 6 more incoming that we need to critically look at and wonder what the heck. These are not intelligently operated. These are natural objects from our solar system, from our, and we are going to experience in between now and anytime soon a comet that's probably going to clip us. And something to think about, the governments know it. They've been trying to figure out how to deal with it. A lot of comets that'll come at us from the Kuiper Belt are going to just show up. They won't have any warning. They don't have a way to track an astronomical object that's moving that fast unless it's got one heck of an orbit on it. Okay. But if something just comes in and it's aimed right at us, whoop, you won't get a lot of time to worry about that. And, but yeah, we have 6 more incoming behind 3-eye Atlas. One is actually running, going to be closer to us than 3-eye Atlas. It's between us and 3-eye Atlas and Mars. And we'll see, we might be able to see that one during the day. Okay. But there are others. There's 4 or 6 more coming. And it's not the end of it. It's going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. I expect that. And I was going to ask the governments, they have prepared huge underground cities for their people.
Yes, but they have.
They haven't told us about it.
No, a lot of people know about it because, it takes people to build it and design it and, put the supplies in and everything. I've known about it my whole life. My father worked for that part of the military. Yeah. And so I'm very well aware of what they got going on. It's only 1% of the population worldwide that they think is going to survive. And so they've decided who those people are going to be. And
yeah, I know there is a city like that here in Arizona where they say they could hold 30,000 people.
Yeah. Right.
That's a big one.
I hate to break the news to them, and I'm sure they've heard me say this before. I will say it again on your show. This coronal mass ejection is going to be so bad that it takes everything out metallically all the way to the core of our planet. That means they can't Faraday for this. They can't protect themselves. This is a big deal. One of the reasons that we have to work on ourselves and get healthy and make our bodies clean and toxic free is it ups your physical material gain on your energy fields. Okay. And a lot of people aren't going to make it through this thing. It's going to take up, it's going to hurt a lot of people when it hits. And if you're not physically up to the challenge or mentally, it can hurt you. And that's why I say be prepared. And there's a whole lot of research to do for this. And I will give you a website to go to. His name is Ben Davidson, and he has Space Weather Observers. And he's been doing this for 15 years, and that playlist has been out a long time. This boy is a genius. He has an eidetic memory. He is self-trained in this field, but physicists know that he knows what he's talking about. They've tested him out. He knows. There are two not astronauts. There are two physicists from NASA who just retired that are openly working with him now because they know the truth of it. There's another physicist that I know, Dr. Robitaille from Sky Scholar Online, who works with him as well. They give seminars, they give training, everything you want to know about this, he's got online. And so I would go to his website. It's Space Weather Observers on YouTube. And you just click on it, go to his disaster playlist, and click on it and start watching,
Okay.
And you'll learn. Yep.
Yeah, what you're talking about is pretty serious stuff. But
Right.
the thing is that you're not alone. There are other credible people that say that, yeah, there are about 12,000 years, there's an event.
Yeah.
And we are overdue for this one.
Right. The Mayan calendar ended for a reason. They were a little bit off in their math. They thought it was going to end at the end of their calendar. They thought that it would happen then. No, but now it's happening. Okay. And so, yeah, they were a few fudged years off of it. Not perfect in their calculations, but yeah, now we know it is happening. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they figured, why make another calendar? It's nothing going to be behind it. That's why.
But then there is always a wild card in every situation.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you about my wild card.
Okay. All right.
We know there is more than one timeline where people exist. What if that someone in this timeline may go through something like this, and others in other timeline, if their consciousness is high enough so they can affect the universe to the point where these things will not happen? Could that be possible? That's what I'm claiming. I'm going to stick to it.
Okay. All right. There is another way to go with this, and understand what you're saying, and I want to give you what I understand, what I've been taught by ET, where this is concerned. You are physically in the third dimension, and your consciousness is indwelling this body. You came here to learn here. This is your classroom, and you don't leave this classroom until you leave the body behind. In other words, the body has to end, and then you can go out and do whatever you want. Outside the third dimension, time doesn't exist. There is no space-time. It's all the same thing. And your consciousness is already understanding that. Your consciousness already knows all this stuff. It's not being heard by you because you're not linked up to it like you should be. There's more than one way off the situation. We're all going to leave here one way or the other physically. Once the physical body is ended here, we're done, right? ET does understand transdimensional travel. They are moving through different dimensions, not timelines. It's all still within the paradigm of our 12-dimensional space. And when they take us out of it, physically take us out of it, which they can, they will move you somewhere else in either the galaxy, probably not the universe, other more than likely, and you will begin anew somewhere else physically. I think a lot of people get confused about what timelines really are. There is a theory of probabilities, okay? And you have a million of them, a million. You could imagine yourself somewhere else doing something else simultaneously while you're here. But that's your consciousness thinking about this, doing that. Now, there's something to manifesting things to get yourself out of the situation you're in. And this would be one of them. If you want off this and to walk out, you will one day be given the opportunity to walk out. In other words, leave this physical body behind. It'll deteriorate and go. The energy that helped create the body goes with you, and you go somewhere else before it's called a death, or before you transition into that, so that you go through another cycle. It's called cycling. It's not cycling off. It's cycling against it, going to somewhere else. And I've heard that. I've heard that they can do that. When I was young, I used to call it walking off. I was told that I could walk off. There have been saints who've done this, who said, even who was it? there have been a couple, Enoch didn't die. He walked
Hmm.
off. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. He took that body with him too. He walked off.
Hmm.
He transdimensionally mutated himself and took his own energy and he walked off with it. He took everything. It wasn't a death. He's still alive somewhere else, and he evolved to that evolutionary space where he could do that. And we're all capable of that. I know this. This is something that I'm aspiring to want to do myself. But it takes a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge to be able to get there. And I'm not sure anybody here is talking about whether they're ready to do that or not, or they're absolutely positively sure they can. I would be love to hear from those people. No kidding.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's a possibility. There are always possibilities for yourself. Always.
Yeah.
You have choices in the universe, no matter what. You're an entity. You're alive. You're cognizant. You are who you are. You are your own everything, and you choose your path. And if you want to evolve to the point where you could do that, you're most certainly welcome to do so.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
wish somebody would. While
Yeah.
I'm alive here, I would love to see it happen because I know it can. I just
Yeah.
never seen it myself yet. So
Everything is possible, including time travel to a previous time where you can manifest yourself again and live through the same thing over again. So there
yeah,
are
I don't know.
several wild cards out there. But gosh, we're coming down to the end here. So could you tell people where they can get a hold of you? And also,
Sure.
yeah,
Um,
there's a website where they can reach you through that website.
yeah. Preston has graciously allowed me to be contacted through his website at prestondennett.weebly.com. I'm also on Messenger on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram. I'm on X. You can contact me anywhere. It's just Dolly Safran all the way around. Makes it easy for everybody to find me. You know me by my name, and send me a message, and I will answer you. You know.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been quite a journey, and it isn't over yet. So,
No, we have a lot to do. We really
yeah,
do, all of
yeah,
us. And I hope everybody has lives in joy while they're doing it, because there's no reason why you can't live in joy while this is going on too.
yeah,
Every moment is an opportunity to be happy and just explore and do what you want to do yourself.
yeah, absolutely. And think of it this way too. There's unseen influences around us all the time.
Right,
They are here to guide and to help.
right. Yep.
Ask them.
Exactly.
If you don't ask, they can't help you.
Right.
So
Yes.
ask, but don't ask with words only. Visualize what you want and feel it, and imagine it, and love it into existence, because that's the
Exactly.
universal language.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then, what you go outside at night, set a good chair in the backyard, and look up into the sky and visualize yourself seeing a ship coming down, landing in your backyard, the door come open and somebody looking just like you saying, come on, do you want to go for a ride?
Yeah.
Then you have a choice. You're going to do it or you're not. Think about that one. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thank you very much. This has been very interesting. So
Thank you, Augie. Yeah.
yeah, thank you very much. And for those of you watching, we have been talking with Dolly Safran, and she's been explaining about her experiences. And there is many and really strange ones and good ones. So if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. That's going to help us a lot, as well as until next time, be good to each other.